Alright, so we're going to talk about the Two Brothers racing exhaust for the Sportster S. Hopefully we'll keep this video short. I'm going to do a little bit of a riding impressions video, and then I'm going to cut to some exhaust notes sounds with the bike off, like so you can hear the, what it sounds like when you're on the throttle from like a high quality recording. So the exhaust sounds really good, like when you're on it. But one of the downsides for this exhaust is that sort of below, like we're at about 3,000 RPM right now, and we've got a sort of tolerable level of drone. So it's not like painfully loud in my helmet, but as soon as we go like up to 4,000 RPM, this is the kind of drone that will sort of give you a headache after like 30-ish minutes. And it's sort of like when you get off the bike, I can sort of still hear it going through my head. So this is the thing that I was talking about before, where I think you need earplugs to ride this, like at any sort of RPM above like 3,000. So I'm gonna do a couple of like, and it sounds amazing when you're downshifting, the pops and bangs and stuff. I don't have a tune on this bike. I don't have a tune on this bike for the exhaust like you're supposed to, but Harley said that, at least the dealer, I talked to the dealer about doing a tune on the bike, and they said that they didn't think that it was necessary because these bikes have an ability to, it's an MT-09. These bikes have an ability to adjust the air-fuel ratio like pretty heavily on their own. So you're not going to see sort of like any performance degradation by not doing a tune. I think that if you were to remap the throttle, you would see other benefits, right? Like not just from the less restricted exhaust, but you would see like benefits in that, like a lot of manufacturers have like emissions considerations to put in to their throttle mapping. So the guy at the dealership said that he didn't think that the service tech didn't seem to think that I needed a tune on this, but I mean it definitely can't hurt. But I don't have one right now because I don't think there is one, unless you were to do a from scratch dyno tune on this bike. There isn't like a box available yet that has a tune for this exhaust, at least as far as I'm aware. So yeah, we're putting along right now at 4,000 RPM, third gear, and it's tolerable, the droning, but it'll begin to weigh on you. So we're gonna head out to a highway, and hopefully we can get some acceleration sort of sounds from sort of inside my helmet, and then I'm gonna pull over and do a proper recording of the idle and rev sounds, so that you can sort of get an idea. Like a lot of the times people are just recording, and I did this previously as well, like on the GoPro or on your phone, and it doesn't have the dynamic range to be able to capture like just how loud, or at least the exhaust might be too loud to just capture the sound, the note. So it just clips the microphone. So I found a microphone solution that I think works for motovlogs, which you're hearing right now. And then I've also found a solution that works for like recording really loud stuff. So the engine braking sounds are nice. The pops on downshifting are nice on this exhaust. The heat shield that's on it basically does nothing. I burned the crap out of my leg the other day messing with the audio, and I just sat on the bike in shorts, and that was a mistake. And I just burned the crap out of my leg to the point where it's like oozing and pretty gross. So keep that in mind, that you may want to either just either be careful or potentially wrap this exhaust. My big problem with like the whole droning thing is like I can shift to get the revs into a spot where I'm happy with the sound, but peak torque on this bike is above that range. So I mean, for sure, low down, like if I shift down, and I'm in fifth now, I wouldn't be driving it in fifth like this, but if I get on it, like there's still a decent amount of torque, but really I want to be here, or even like that's where I want to be. So if I want peak torque, I really want to be at 5,000 RPM on this bike to be able to get that like wow, punch you back in your seat type of thing. So just to say, like, yeah, I could downshift to put this in a more comfortable place for the droning. I mean, yeah, I could do that, but I would have a lot less power on tap. So keep that in mind, that if you're riding in the power band on this bike, you're gonna want earplugs. So just keep that in mind. Or you're more deaf than I am, and willing to put up with it. For sure, I'm not wearing earplugs right now, so for like a short ride, you're probably not going to see any issues. So we're going to show you idle, and then I'm going to hold the RPMs at 4,000, and then maybe up to 6,000, and then I'll do a quick rev, and hopefully we can capture the exhaust note. Alright, so that's the exhaust note, and hopefully that came across in the video. So yeah, thanks for watching.